Your local weather authority with meteorologist Julia Prickett.
Welcome back, everybody. Start with a live look out there across Terre Haute on the Blackburn Romie Cam. Blue skies across the area and a few lingering clouds for your Monday evening. Satellite radar, we had a stationary front that made its way across the state of Indiana. That delivered a few isolated shower chances we saw over the last few hours. But for the most part, we do remain clear here on the Dorset Automotive Doppler radar. The heat remains to be in the story. It feels like 89 degrees in Terre Haute, 84 in Greencastle, 91 down in Washington, and it feels like 92 out in Effingham. When you factor in the temperatures and the dew points as you do step out, it is a bit muggy because all of us for our dew points sitting into the mid to upper 70s. And then you factor in the feel-like temperatures. 104 it feels like in Terre Haute, and it feels like 103 out in Effingham. That is why the National Weather Service has our Illinois counties under that heat advisory until 8 o'clock Central Time tonight. Our Indiana counties are just missing the requirements when it comes for that heat advisory. But for today at the station, we saw a high of 92, low sat at 73, and we remain to be above normal when it comes to temperatures this time of year. Precip-wise, we didn't record anything at the station for today, but I do think that will change as we get into the overnight hours and early morning hours for your Tuesday. What I am tracking, another hot and humid day for your Monday. Overnight rain and thunderstorms. We'll talk about that timing as we get towards the end of the week. Much drier weather ahead and more seasonable temperatures as well. Big picture across the United States, not too much going on, but I do want to get out of the way because you can see Hurricane Erin down to the southwest there. She is projected not to make landfall across the United States. Back here at home, pretty dry overall. If you do have any evening plans tonight, looks great. You can see a few fronts starting to fire up some storms near Chicago down towards St. Louis, but here locally, not too much going on the Dorset Automotive Doppler radar. Futurecast putting in motion evening plans. Looks great tonight. It's just after 11 o'clock into that midnight hour. We watch this all start to make its way into the area. This is all ahead of a cold front. This will continue to bring some scattered rain chances, a few embedded thunderstorms out of this system for overnight tonight into early parts of Tuesday. Could be a wet start for the morning on Tuesday, but then once we start to dry things up midday tomorrow and we start to heat things up once again, could be left behind with a few scattered rain chances into later parts of Tuesday. Once that clears out, we fall into this more drier pattern once we get into the Wednesday and into the rest of the week. Temperature-wise, still remains part of the story. Heat indexes today, we're into the triple digits in some areas. Into the day tomorrow, just a tad bit cooler. You can see most of us just barely, almost reaching that triple digit mark, but once we get ahead towards Wednesday and the rest of the week, relief is on its way. I want to show you that temperature trend. Heat dome out to the west, that's been impacting us over the last couple of weeks. I want to show you ahead, a cold front is going to sweep our area Wednesday into Thursday. That is going to bring more seasonable temperatures, 80s only to be for the highs. And then once we get towards the weekend and start of the new week, you see that cooler air all the way from the north. That will dip into our area by Monday. Let's talk about 70s for highs. Lows into the 50s. Not quite yet, though. We'll only be into the 70s for lows tonight, 73 degrees. I put that scattered rain chance in there for tonight. A few embedded thunderstorms. It's not going to be severe, but I do think at times we could see the potential of a few strong thunderstorms out of this. This will linger into tomorrow morning, 89 degrees being the high for your Tuesday. And as you do look ahead the next 7 days, seasonable temperatures are on their way. Sunshine returns by the weekend. And then how about this, Grant? Upper 70s. I'd like to say football weather.